Last update, I started the hangar, which put me at a good spot for this update. However, I didn't get much done. But for this update, I will be getting a lot more done and doing a lot more with that section overall. I do apologize for the time length it's taken me to make this update, and I hope you guys do understand, but I hope it's worth the wait for all of you. Now, let's get into this update, and let me show you what I've been working on. Since the last update, I haven't really done a whole lot to the actual build. Obviously, we started on the hangar with the snot brick up there, but I've been working a little bit more on the rock work as I feel like that needs to get done. I've also been working on the TIE interceptor from Brick Vault that I have, which has been turning out very nice so far. There's still a few pieces I need to get to fully complete it, obviously, but I think this is a little bit better of an option than the one that came with the Fang Fighter a couple years ago. Overall, it's just really nice. I've also been building up the figure count for Mandalore. I have a lot of Imperial Commandos now, which is really great to have. I do also want to point out another change that has happened recently within the MOC, and that is the incorporation of lights. Now, I am using Light My Bricks for the first time, which they do not sponsor this video. However, I think they are pretty easy to use and, just pretty helpful for the MOC whatsoever. Obviously, I have the door that I've built before just to access it. A few days later, I decided to work on the pillars of the hangar itself. Now, these pillars are kind of within the hangar I picked from last video of like which design I wanted to do for the hangar, because there's so many different ones within the actual base on Mandalore. But this is kind of the end design I came up with, and I know we did have a few different designs last update, but I decided to go with this one, kind of brand new compared to the other ones, and I think it works pretty well for the MOC. Now, I do need a lot of light bluish gray brick so I can continue the hangar, and just the snot technique through the whole length of the build, but I think this is looking pretty good so far, and the pillar has turned out really nice, and I'm very happy with it. I hope you guys enjoy it as well, but I think it's time to build on more to it and see how tall we can really make this thing for it to be done. Now, this is all I was able to get done, and it's totally not complete because it uses a lot of the cheese slope pieces that I've been using here. And compared to a minifig, which is 1.5 inches tall, it is very big for its size so far. Now, when it comes to incorporating, it into the actual snot brick, it's going to be a little challenging. I made up this little Technic pin system that just connects within the brick, and so it just kind of flows nicely so I can take off the pillars kind of whenever I need to. For the MOC, but I think it turned out pretty nice, and it's a pretty smooth connection. It works very well. I did redesign it a little bit just for it to be a little bit more sturdy, obviously, but I think it turned out pretty good. Now for the back, I used these inverted 2x2 tile pieces just for it to give it a more flush look, but I think it also looks pretty nice. One day later, I decided to change a little bit of what I was doing and work on a second pillar, obviously, to connect and make it a little bit more flushed out and just a little bit nicer for the actual build overall. Now, there is an issue of like a little bit of sagging here in the snot brick. However, I'll kind of go back later and fix that once I have the parts. And that is going to wrap up the end of this update. Update number 5. I feel like we got a lot done compared to the past couple updates. We're doing a lot more with the hangar. Obviously, we're still trying to figure out, what exactly we need to do and stuff, but obviously I have a little bit more of a plan now. So hopefully by next update we can get a little bit more done with the snot work and whatnot. I also included the snot bricks here that hold up the little clear like stick pieces for figures to be flying around and such, because both sides, the Mandalorians, have jetpacks and whatnot. But I also want to highlight the rock work recently. There's some, missing pieces and whatnot that I still need to fill in. And hopefully next week we can maybe extend the rock work to a 32 by 32 base plate, but we'll see exactly how that goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this update, and I hope to see you in the next one. I'm trying to be more consistent, so we'll see exactly when the next update will be. Leave your favorite part down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.